And no chewing while you're talking.
Good evening. Live from New York, the CC Radio Network is proud to bring you tonight's show, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc, where we talk about religion like you've never heard before. There's no evangelists here, just talk about religion with a twist. So let's get started and have some fun. Welcome our hosts for tonight, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebellious Rev.
And the Doc.
I am the Sick Rev.
And I am the Well Doc, if you want to put it that way.
Between us, we're sick and well. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm running a cold. I've been sick all week.
You know why, don't you?
No.
Because you haven't prayed lately.
That's true.
I think maybe we should put on your grandson, you know, and maybe we should say a prayer.
Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we should get the old Bible out. How's that? We haven't.
Well, you got your choice of three: the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Quran. Which one do you want?
I like some of the Buddhist prayers, personally. This is a interfaith show. That's not. Remember we used to read those a lot more?
Oh, we used to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
See what happens when we don't have our 20 minutes or 5 minutes of devotion?
Yeah,
our
true.
Devotional?
Anyway, so, as they say, c'est la vie.
Anytime, anywhere, I can pray. And Jehovah will hear what I say. When each morning I wake, I remember to take just a moment to thank Him for this day, for the wonders I find on the way. In my mind, in my heart, I can pray. Even when there's a crowd and I can't pray out loud, still Jehovah will hear me anyway. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray. And Jehovah will hear what I say. In the night He will hear when I call, He is near. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray.
We could all pray, and we need a lot of prayer these days as all this going on.
Well, you know, I do believe that the new religion in this country is politics, especially in an election year. And that's why in the blog that I wrote up, the only thing, you know, mentioning religion at all is Christmas. We will play some Christmas music. If you're lucky, the Rev and I will do some singing. Depends.
Bah humbug.
You know, we'll do a little talking about Christmas. There are only 6 days left for those of you who have not even started your Christmas shopping. So
That's me.
want to let you know that, but the point is, it's almost like in every election year and every cycle, the new religion becomes politics, and this is no different. You know, I'm sure all of you, many of you, were glued to the television Tuesday night, and we watched one Republican after another sling one slur after another at each other.
Except for Cruz and Trump.
Well, no, they have a bromance. They really do. I really do believe that they have a bromance between them.
Well, you know, they were even talking about them running together.
Actually, that would, well, it might, you know, that might not be bad, only because Cruz is from Texas, which is the Southwest. Trump is obviously a New Yorker. So you're covering your bases as far as constituency is concerned. But, a lot will be told within the next 7 weeks or so, after the Iowa caucuses and the New Hampshire primary. I'm sure that a couple of people may drop out. That remains to be seen.
Well,
But most people didn't think that Trump would last this long.
Yeah.
And now to top it off, he's got another bromance going with
Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin, exactly. I don't know.
I heard he's putting a pact together, Putin.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I heard he's going to take a picture of the two of them on a horse without shirts.
Yeah.
But
well, I think what Vladimir basically saying, he respects strength.
Well,
Which is probably.
I mean, I don't. I really, I don't.
Man like him, I would understand that.
I do, but I don't
that's
like.
All he understands. That's all
Yeah,
probably all he
but
understands.
but I don't like the way. Every time somebody says something about him,
But
and
who?
Trump, he loves to pick on Jeb,
Yeah.
and he makes a face. He says, "Yeah, Jeb." He says, "Keep talking." He says, "You started out over here, meaning next to me. Now you're all the way down the end of the row." He said, "Pretty soon, you'll be on the other debate." I mean, I'm at 41. He says, and you're at 3. And then he makes a face and throws his hands up in the air. I mean, that's the meaning. That's like schoolyard stuff, elementary school.
That's what he's supposed to be doing. That's what attracts him. People like that. The country right now, there's a certain segment of the population so disgusted with everything. They're looking for the bully right now, basically. They want somebody to just push everybody aside and say what he wants, do what he wants.
Well, I got to tell you, I was sitting in the doctor's office the other day with Ellen, and she had gone in, and I was waiting outside, and there was a man sitting in front of me, and then a husband and a wife off to the side. And to listen to them talk, I literally had to get up and walk away because they were so goddamn ignorant, talking about Trump and everything. And I said to one of the secretaries, I said, "I don't know how you can take this." So she rolled her eyes. She said, "You'd be surprised." I mean, and unfortunately, you're not talking about middle America. You're not talking, you're talking about definitely blue collar, uneducated people. You could tell, okay? But this is his base.
Huh?
This is his base. Blue collar, uneducated, non-college degreed people, okay? And he's eating it up.
What were they saying so terrible about Trump?
Well, just to show you, the woman, the wife of one of the guys, they flashed something up about Enrique Marquez. He's the next door neighbor of Saeed Farouk,
Yeah.
the one who was killed. Okay? And she said, "Oh, what did I miss?" Because it happened to be like a little after 12 and they were giving the noon news. And the guy in front of me started telling her all about, San Bernardino as if she didn't know it. And she knew nothing about this guy, Marquez. She said, "I'm so fed up," and this is what they all say, "I'm so fed up with Washington." And I saw this on Tuesday. No, I saw this online. They actually had a sort of like a public forum. And some woman said, in Washington, all they do is talk and they lie to you. And that's why she's backing Trump, as if, he's not going to be changed if he gets into the White House, God forbid. But if he gets to Washington, what makes her think that he's not going to change his rhetoric? What he's saying.
Well, one of the things is he's not taking money from anybody. Like
doesn't mean anything. You have
that
to.
makes a big difference.
No, now that makes a difference. But if he gets elected, he can't do anything. Executive order only works so far.
Yeah.
And the Congress can still override any executive order. And the bottom line is, if you don't think that if he does or initiates half the things that he's talking about, that you won't get a general consensus in Congress to override his executive order?
You don't know.
Well, I don't want to know.
And
I'm afraid.
Number two, what they're also saying is that if people start disagreeing with him, like politicians, he's going to start picking them out and start bad-mouthing them, talking about them to his constituents.
Well, in a way, that's sort of what the Tea Party did, back in 2014 and 2012.
It worked.
They got rid of a lot of middle of the road moderate Republicans.
Look, the Republicans and the Democrats just passed a
$1.1 trillion.
This is exactly what.
Yeah, but you know what the good thing was about that? Yeah. They finally passed the Zadroga bill, made it permanent. Okay, and even that was 66 to 33. I don't even know why it was that close. That it was 2-1. Okay, I mean, you're talking about first responders who put their lives on the line.
Because every one of these bills is always tied into something else.
That's exactly right.
That's the problem.
That's exactly right.
So yeah, they'll vote for that, but that means they got to vote.
Yeah, then I got something that I want you to vote for. So that's politics. See, that's what made Lyndon Johnson such an effective president. He spent so much time in Congress before he became vice president and then president. Yeah, he knew exactly how to get things done and through Congress. You do do this for me, I'll do that for you, tit for tat.
Well, listen.
But at least back then they were talking.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Obama gets everything through that he wants.
No, not really. He really doesn't.
Come on.
And still, they talk about Obama using executive orders. Obama hasn't used anywhere near the number of executive orders that Bush used in the 8 years that he was president. Okay? All presidents tend to use executive orders. Let's face it. That's what they want. They want to get their agenda through.
Yeah.
All right? No, every politician is the same way. It's just that he can make an executive order, but he doesn't have the backing in Congress. So it's going to be overridden for the most part. But I think enough of politics for a while. Let's play a Christmas song.
Enough of politics?
Well, we have to get to religion. Christmas songs are our religious part of the show.
You pulled that out of that. Boy. I wasn't prepared for that.
Well, you want to talk about something else? I mean, we could keep going. We could talk about tomorrow's Democratic debate is not going to be as friendly as before because there seems to be a little controversy between the Hillary. Oh, why don't you tell me you're doing that while I'm talking?
India will await.
It's one way to shut me up.
I don't even know what I have on.
I don't either. Sounds like a Hebrew song. Oh, we shall overcome? Oh, okay. That sounds like... what's her name? From Woodstock. I forgot her name. Not Buffy St. Marie, the other one. Is there a name?
You probably never heard of her.
Who?
Didi Ayer.
You're right, I never heard of her. But that's all right, she never heard of me.